Hi, I'm Len Groom. Welcome to Tech Tips. One of the most common questions we get asked when dealing with dirt bikes is, how do I adjust my chain? Well, here's a few steps on how to do that. The first thing you need to do is elevate the motorcycle. So lift the back and use a bucket or a bike stand to support the motorcycle. Next, use a socket, disconnect the rear axle. Once you get the nut off, you want to remove the washer, and then you're going to carefully remove the axle from the opposite side of the bike. When doing this, be sure that you don't lose the adjuster blocks. You can set the axle off to the side, then carefully remove the rear tire after you take the chain off the sprocket. To reinstall the tire, you're simply going to reverse what you've done. Be very careful that you get the rotor in the proper location on the rear caliper. As you can see here, it fits right between the brake pads. Reinstall the rear axle. Make sure your adjuster block is on there. You're going to push the axle back in. Reinstall the chain on the sprocket. Here's an easy way to do it. You just roll the tire forward. You're going to reinstall your adjuster block, but be sure to get the adjustment notch, the alignment notch, facing up. Reinstall the washer and the nut. And at this point, you'll want to just snug the axle. You wouldn't want to tighten it all the way right now, because the next step is going to be to adjust your chain tension and be sure that the axle is aligned. So you're going to loosen your adjustment bolt. The jam nut goes first. Now you're going to look at the drive chain, and in this case it's 1.25 inches of free play. So we need to adjust the chain tension to manufacturer's spec. The first thing you're going to do is add some lubrication to the chain. A properly lubricated chain will tension properly. Take a look at your alignment notches. You're going to have the same number of notches on each side. So we take our ruler and we check the chain initially. In this case, we have way too much free play. Remember, we're looking for 1.25 inches of free play. So we're going to adjust the adjustment bolt to push the axle backwards to tension the chain. We'll recheck. And you'll see that we're very close to the factory requirement. Remember, you have to perform this on both sides of the bike. Checking again, we are exactly on factory recommended free play, 1.25 inches. This chain is complete. You're going to want to tighten the axle, and in this case you can see that we've put a rag in the chain that allows us to put some tension on the adjuster block to be sure that the rear axle is pulled forward against those adjuster blocks. Verify on both sides of the bike that you have the same number of notches showing. Tighten your jam nuts on both sides. And you can see he's using a line wrench here. That allows us to get a real good grip on that nut, and so we don't round it off. Once you've verified everything is correct, give it a spin, and you're done. So there you have it. A few simple steps to ensure that your chain is properly tensioned and your tire is aligned. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.